I have no clue what just happened. I'm getting really unimpressive bandwidth right now, so I think, alright, well actually it looks better now. Yeah, my bandwidth just like dropped. It just plummeted for a minute or two, and, seems to be back now, so, anyways, yeah, hopefully that'll work better for now. Alright, so, alright, what am I doing here? Right, so let's zoom back in, I guess. Yeah, I don't necessarily, I mean, this is the tricky part, I guess, because, I don't really know what to do here. I guess, well, no, I can just treat this as if it were a mountain, right? Just make it mostly dark, and then go back in. Yeah, maybe that's what I should be doing. I should just treat some phases as default dark and some phases as default light. And I can add in shadows or highlights accordingly. So let's do that. See how that goes. So yeah. So yeah, and then so in the places that are darker, this kind of happens abruptly. Maybe I should space this out more. Like have the growth of the brush like come in more gradually. Probably. Yeah, because the mountains are a lot more subtle than the tree line. So yeah, I should probably do that too. So I think I might just redo that section. I might just open PG2. I might just like, I don't know, like copy, new layer, paste, put it underneath this layer, I guess. Yeah, alright, so basically for this layer I just want like a little bit less of this, at least just not as fast as I got with it. Like it will have time to creep up and like overtake the other part, but I'll just do it over like a slightly longer length. And for this, so it will drop. I guess actually it doesn't have to drop down that dramatically that fast, but yeah, it'll just drop in time for that amount, I guess, and then from the rest of this point on it'll stay the same. Alright, squish these. Alright. So then actually I guess it doesn't have to be so sudden, it can be like a little bit more gradual. It can just like start working its way downwards a little bit. Seems alright. And yeah, also just through here, like it's, I don't know, that looks like someone, like, I don't even know what that looks like. I just know it doesn't look quite right. So let's go back with this is of course not like the entire solution, but like just for starters, let's just break this up a little bit more, and then we can go back in and flesh out a little bit, but just not quite as aggressively, as fast as it was. Cool. And actually, I guess we can bring down the tree tops as well a little bit. We can bring down, because we brought down the top layer, so we might as well keep this like slight buffer zone. Though we can give way to like the darker patch on like the downward slope. It's kind of the idea there. And yeah, the thing is, even in the lighter areas, we'll want a little bit of darker shading, methinks. So a little bit of that even in the lighter areas. Have to fix that. But and then the other thing is a little bit of lighter shading even in the darker areas. So even in here, like add in some like pops of lighter showing. But clearly I'm using too big of a brush for what I'm trying to accomplish. So I should probably actually tone it down a little bit. Down like, I don't know, 9 or something. What color do I have? Alright, I'm working with light right now. Alright, so I need to make the screen bigger because my tablet just does not do fine detail. It just refuses. Oh gosh, what is happening in here? I should probably just clean up all of this stuff. Yeah, this place got to be a little bit of a mess. But, I mean, that's kind of okay in some ways, because it's supposed to be a little bit messy, but just not as messy as it was. Yeah. Alright, that could be worse. Alright, well, let's deselect. Yeah, sure. Alright, and then it kind of falls apart again over here. So, yeah, let's, I don't know, let's clean this up. And, oh yeah, the other thing is, to add, like, some highlights even in the darker patches, like, you know, just like the treetop, the very tip tops of the trees might catch a little bit of light. So alright, and then that is obviously not correct. Although, I don't know, maybe for some reason, even though the forest was like more bushy type trees leading in, maybe they got a little bit like pine trees near the mountains for some reason. I don't know. I'm trying to think of how to shade it, and I like nothing comes to mind except for like more of like a maybe it's because that image that we looked at, the reference image, the only thing that's coming to mind is like more oops, no, not that, more I don't know, I don't know, I honestly don't. We'll see how this goes. No, what is that? This is the part that's gonna kill me. Is like trying to justify the seams here. I guess I shouldn't go quite as dark all the way down. I should have some lightness remaining. Maybe. A little bit, I guess. I don't know. Alright, how does this look on a bigger scale? Yeah, how about that? Alright, so I guess I should keep the ground a little bit further. Sorry, 1 second. Sorry about that. Yeah, I guess I'll try keeping the ground level for a little bit longer. Oops, I'm holding my stylus the wrong way. So pick up the ground color. Like, I guess just I won't cut it out quite as fast. I'm kind of. Oh, you know what else I could do is I could use this for like highlights or accents. It's like, I don't know, like you just have like, I don't know what this means. I don't know what I'm doing exactly, but like what am I doing? And am I doing it? I'm just like adding in like splashes for no particular reason. Actually, there was one thing that it just occurred to me I could do with this. Is I could, there's like in the image that we're looking at, they're like, well, no, I guess you kind of can see some trunks, but like it doesn't really read. So maybe I should cheat the color of the foliage. Maybe I should make it like blend a little bit. Because like right now, oops, where's the one that I was looking at? Right now it's like, it stays very lush. I could, well, hold on. But from a longer view, like that's not the part. Well, no, that part looks weird too. It all just looks really unimpressive. Like two completely different things that I just kind of tried to cram together. But what does it look like if I tweaked the hue saturation? Like, what if I just desaturated it a little bit? And like brought the lightness up? Nope, not that far. Is that better? No, probably not. Tweak the hue. I can make them purple mountain. Purple. Purple whatevers. I guess I faded it a little bit. It's not. How's that look? Better, worse? Maybe a little bit better actually. So maybe I should just like fade the saturation over time, or over a range. Yeah. So, it'd be nice if I could cleanly blend it, but I don't know how to do that. So, I'm just gonna say 2. Oh wait, no. What's the center? 100. So I'll say 98 and 1. And then let's keep doing that. Oops. Hue and saturation. Probably go for slightly higher numbers, considering I'm not actually seeing an effect yet. So, alright, let's actually go for 95 and 2. Probably go even higher, considering I'm still not really seeing a noticeable difference. But maybe I'm not seeing a noticeable difference because it's so effective and it's just totally working. It's just perfectly blended. My eye can't even perceive it. It's just blending so perfectly well. Yeah, it could be working a little bit. Let's make sure I'm not like putting in weird seams all over the place. That'd be awkward if I was. Oops, no, not invert colors. Alright, am I putting weird seams all over the place? No, that's pretty subtle. Actually, that one's a little... Oh, I put two like right on top of each other. But when I'm not stacking them right on top of each other, it's pretty subtle. I think there's still two like right on top of each other right here. Yeah. Yeah. Although I'll have to be more local about how I pick my colors now that I've done that. So one thing that seems obvious to me is like I need more treetopy things, like not that big, probably 10 maybe, I guess. I don't know. More like treetopy things like right here. And then not perfect. And then yeah, I don't know. I might stop caring at a certain point, because like these transitions are supposed to be relatively brief. So alright, well, so one thing I think is a little weird is that this adjustment is so abrupt, so let's like taper this out and then put in like the highlights like we usually have. You can put in like lower highlights as well, or lower highlights. And then actually, yeah, I guess then from here we can like put in like some low lights, I guess. I don't know. How's that look? Good enough? Good enough, you say? Perfectly fine. Entirely shippable. I think I'm done with this. I think I'm satisfied. Although it irks me just ever so slightly that mountain is just like peeking out like doop. So I might try lowering the line a little bit so that it's more visible. Maybe. Or just getting rid of that tip. Either way. Yeah, I'll probably just get rid of that tip. Or I can make it bigger. Yeah. Alright, actually, yeah, let's try that. So I'll get rid of, I'll bring this down just ever so slightly. And then, let's make this one a little bit taller. I mean, I don't have to, I really don't have to draw anything that's not perfectly visible, because this is all going to get flattened down into one image, but whatever. Oops, not that. I'm using my mouse right now for some reason. I think because my tablet was just being so whatever. Alright, so is that better? Worse? Worse, you say? Interesting. Alright, well I should probably make it look less weird then. And I'll do that just by flattening it out basically. And adding in another one, because whatever, I don't care. And then also bring this across here, and this down like that, I guess. I don't know, whatever. It's good enough. Oops, not that. Yeah, that's fine. Sure. Alright, so yeah, I'm just gonna save this. So file, save as. Where is this? This is forest transition. Oh, so I have to flatten it. Smoosh. File, save as. Forest transition mountains. This is layer 2, right? This is the background layer 2. Y'all. Alright. Alright. How about that? Do people just get quiet, or is chat not working again? I figure it's one of those two. Seems most likely to be one of those two. Alright, so now we have that done. That's good. We can get rid of this. Get rid of this. So now let's do these two. Oh yeah, this one should be really relatively easy. I just need to make they just need to get shorter and then disappear entirely. So so for one thing, you can probably like just click, well, not quite like that, but like you can basically just I don't know why I even have my tablet set up. I'm not gonna use it. So alright, so big brush, come down and just like take off the tops of these. Oops, that's probably a little too aggressive. Like basically just like take. No, it's too aggressive. Alright, so it's done by the end, but until the end it can, I don't know, go like, yep, that's too low. I gotta stop doing this all in one fell brush stroke, because then when I hit undo it takes off like everything I've done so far. Alright, so like, I don't know, like too fine. Yeah, I don't know, something like this. So what it's doing here actually is not 100% representative of what is going on, because for one thing, I think I want that to taper off a little bit more gradually. Gradually. Wow, I really just don't trust my tablet for the fine detail, I guess, because like as soon as I have to do something small and precise, I just like immediately revert to mouse. Anyways, so yeah, so for starter, so the first thing that happens is that we just get smaller, shorter trees, and smaller brush too. So yeah, the first thing that happens is that we just get smaller trees, just lower to the ground, and then we're gonna have like a similar effect as what we were seeing in the other one as well, where we start getting like brush growing in on the ground as well. So might as well start that early. Maybe we even could have put some of this like brush in the other layers, because there are these gaps in the trees and stuff, but yeah, whatever. This is the part where it's like there's like just more room for this stuff to grow, so it's not as it's not all like there's actually like light that comes down through the trees at this point, so yeah, there's plenty that can just like grow up. So it just kind of like grows down and up at the same time. It's kind of the point, I guess, with these. So we can still have some like super short trees, but mostly. All right, well, this one This one's going a lot quicker, which is nice. I guess. And then yeah, something like that. Alright, that one's almost done. Just need to shade these lumps. Sometimes I get nervous that if I hit pause, that when I hit play again, it'll be in the past. That it would have like maybe, I don't know, cached all of the stream between when I hit pause and when I hit play again. But I'm pretty sure that's not how it works. I'm pretty sure it just stops streaming and then starts streaming again later when you hit play again. It took me a while to get. I was just like, I like didn't trust it for a little while. I would like manually reload the page when I got back. Cause yeah, it makes total sense that like well, no, because that's not like how a TiVo works. So like I was like, is it? But like, why on earth would they do that? There's no sense. There's no sane reason that it would work that way. And yet, I don't know. My brain was like, maybe it could happen. Alright, I'm not gonna worry too much about the shading on this layer. I think maybe I'll give it like one quick cleanup, but also it's like I never really cared about it. Like I whipped this layer up so fast. It was really low fidelity from the start. And so the fact that it just drifts off into nothing is like super fine. Yeah, I don't know how streams work in space. Like now that I'm higher up than the sun, like do I now regulate like the day-night schedule for all the planets in the solar system? Like I don't know, I've never been in space before. And there wasn't like a brochure or anything, so not really sure what are my responsibilities up here. I guess we'll find out. Alright, save as. Forest Trans Mountains, right? Yeah, Forest Trans Mountains. BG1. Yes. And, right, so now the last one will probably be a little bit of something. Oops, I guess I could have left that open. For no particular reason. Alright, so, wait, what did I just do? How to do, what, whoa. Normal. What? Oh, that's cool. Hey, look at all these things they've hidden here. I never really knew about these before. That's interesting. Anyways, nope. Alright, so, right, I can get rid of this now. Don't really need that anymore. Where's, yeah, alright, these are the last two layers that need to merge together. So, look at the other. Select all, copy, new layer, paste. Alright, this should be fairly straightforward. We just, so I think with this layer, it's not going to fundamentally change the contents of the layer, it's just going to change the frequency of the contents of the layer. So for example, we're just going to have, oops, which layer am I on? Select. We're just going to like reduce some of like what we get here. So get rid of that. No, you know what? Let's just get rid of both of these, actually. Let's just get rid of all that. All of it. And, oh, what color is the path? I think the path I'll kind of have to blend over time. They're fairly similar colors. You could always just change one to be the same as the other. Maybe I should just come up with like a path color and then never have the path color change from scene to scene. That would make the transitions easier. But I can blend it easily enough. That's right, that's like the last lone tree, and there's not going to be any shrubbery with it, or like not much, if any. Yeah, basically, like that'll be the end of the transition. And so basically, what happens throughout the transition is that the stuff just gets less and less. So there's just not as much of this stuff. So like for example here, there's not all of these trees. There's just those two. I'll have to reshade that one because it looks like it's in the shadow of something that no longer exists. Yeah. And so, yeah, still just cut down the frequency, these suckers. And I will still have to justify the backgrounds together because it's a little weird that they're like all these rocks and stuff. Like so. Another thing is that like starting from here, we probably won't introduce these yet. Or actually no. Well, no, I can't introduce this one because that won't connect to what it transitions in from. But I guess that one, because from that one on, that could be okay. I guess it'll just be a hint of it at first. It's like not too much, and then yeah. So then from here, maybe this is where the path starts to change color too. I can oops, wrong layer. From here, I can start like I don't know how to do it exactly. Oh, you make it like a shading thing. I could pretend like it was that color because it's like because the trees like that'd be kind of interesting. Could be. Just like open it up at spots and then yeah, I don't know, that could be fun. And then yeah, I do need to get rid of a lot more of this foliage. I don't know if this is actually gonna work. I just want to see how it looks. I still need to fix that tree. It's a sad tree. Yeah. Alright, this was not that hard, I guess. Whatever. How's that look, I wonder? That's you know, I don't know. You know. Whatever. I feel like I should be using my tablet, but on the other hand, I don't really like using my tablet. So oh yeah, I was cutting down foliage. And I still need to fix that tree. Whatever, that's good enough. Alright, that's just a little awkward how things line up, so I'm just gonna go through the background layer and like tone down like some of this stuff a little bit. because like we get that it's transitioning in, but we don't have to like thwomp everything with like this sudden transition. Alright, that's fine. And like, yeah, we get it. There's new stuff getting added in. Alright, so then I think if I'm gonna do if I'm gonna sell the path, the difference in the path as shading, I probably have to clean it up. Just do like a better job of it. And like really decide what it means to have that. And then also, I should just re-justify. I don't know. I want to do the. Nah, I don't super feel like doing much more than I've done here. I was thinking I might want to do the saturation thing to make it. Yeah, no. Don't want to do the saturation thing. No, you know what I will do is I'll make a mid-tone between between this color and this color. Between like. Or, no, just like a slightly, it's like, oh, actually, what if, what would this look like here? Whoops, no, not like that. What would this look like as like a color to, I don't know, I like, it doesn't make sense for, like, this vegetation to be, like, on this type of ground, I feel like, so, like, what if I just, like, oop. What if I just did like, no, I can't go quite that far. Like, what if there was just like, I don't know. Now this color is like serving like a dual purpose, which might be a little weird too. But hey, yeah, I noticed that. It seems like students. Well, yeah, I guess it makes a little bit of sense that students would like adopt something like game dev streaming faster than devs, but because like a lot of devs work under NDA and stuff, and so like they're obligated not to share the stuff that they're working on. But this probably doesn't make sense, anything that I'm doing here. But yeah, I think it's probably also because like students represent like a younger audience as well, and like I think game dev streaming is something that hasn't like 100% caught on yet, but I don't know, younger people tend to push new stuff faster than older people. Older people push the same old boring stuff that we've been doing for centuries. No offense, older people. I mean, I am an old person, so I'm allowed to say that, actually. I think this is probably fun. I feel like not working on this anymore. Which is usually my litmus test as to whether something is fine. Alright, so save as forest, trans, mountains. Oh, right, I have to squeeze the layers so that it's a ping. And then file, save as forest, trans, mountains, bg1. Yes. Alright, so now if I rerun the script, it'll still have a squonky transition from the mountains to the forest, but it should have a realist. Oh, come on. I'm just going to rerun the script until it gives us the forest. Ah, come on. It just chooses one randomly each time, so. Oh, sorry. Streaming helped my productivity? Yeah, I think so. Like, ever since I started streaming, I've been able to keep a schedule better because, like, before, I would keep a schedule for myself, and working independently, like, I would, like, I was, well, it was when I first got started, like, working independently as well, so, like, I wasn't used to, like, being like really pushing myself to, like, keep my deadlines and stuff. Like, at a certain point, I realized that, you know, I have to be doing that. Oh, hey, cool, we got a new follower. Thank you for following. Welcome. I appreciate your leadership and your support. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Oh, right. So, all right. So to answer your question quickly, then, yeah. So like when I realized I could set my own hours, or like when I started setting my own hours, like I wasn't doing a very good job of it at first. So, yeah. One of the great things about streaming is that it's like I don't know. Like I just feel like the slightest sense of like responsibility. Like if I don't stream on a given day, like people notice, and like I don't have the video archives from that day, and like so it's just I don't know, just like that, and that little bit of like of sense of like responsibility, like that slightest little like shove of responsibility is enough to like to get me to do what I know I should do on that day, instead of like shirking my responsibilities for that day and like going off and like when I first had like all my days free and to myself, like it was really difficult to be like when my friend was like, "Hey, we should go get like we should go I don't know, do whatever," like in the middle of the day, I'd be like, "Yeah, sure, why not, right? I can always do this other stuff tomorrow." And then tomorrow would come around and I'd be like, "Yeah, yeah, whatever." So, there's a slight there's actually a slight uh attention tax that comes with streaming, because um like if I was working independently, or if I was working like without the stream, and I was actually working, like I could stay focused a lot more than when I'm streaming, because when I'm streaming, I you know, there's a certain extent to which my attention gets like split. So um there is that level, and if you so I guess if you can pay if you can stay super focused by yourself, then maybe you'd be less productive streaming. But like for me personally, I I much prefer streaming, because there's a there's that sense that I was talking about. The other thing is that one thing that is difficult for me, I assume, would be like exposure. Like I don't like when I launch a title, like I don't I'm not looking forward to the whole like the whole part of like of being an independent dev that doesn't involve any dev whatsoever. Like the part of being a dev where you just like do like the marketing and I don't know, stuff like that. Like the as I would describe it, like the boring part. Um, so I don't know. I think streaming is one way to like let people know about your game before you even get to that phase. Um, like I don't know how it's gonna work exactly, but like if I can like as soon as possible, I want to for the first game that I plan on like really the first game that I plan on releasing, I want to get like I don't know if I can get it like on any sort of like distribution service. I want to put out like I don't know, like early access type stuff, because for one thing, I mean, thank you, Iskander. That's I think that's the sweetest thing that anyone has said to me today. Thank you. um, I've been told I look like oh, I forget who. But yeah, it was like I was told I looked like an actor, and I had to look it up because I didn't recognize the name immediately. And I looked it up. It was like someone from the I want to say like the 40s or 50s or something like that. But I guess yeah, it's kind of an older style, right? But thank you. Um, was that I don't know if you're still here, but hopefully that answered your question somewhat. Um, And look at this. We're now transitioning from the forest to the mountains. So far, I think it's okay. I think this is like look because like we're still in the forest, but now like breaking through the trees, we can kind of see. Hey, look, there's a little bit of there's like some mountains off in the distance or something like that. So that's probably good. Cool. All right. I sometimes when I'm on a train of thought, I'll get to yeah. I'd recommend everyone at least try it, because like I understand that it's probably not some people's cup of tea. I think you were doomed. Yeah, I understand that like streaming is probably not gonna be everyone's cup of tea, but like I think streaming is really growing right now, and I think streaming will get to be like uh, I think it'll get to where it's going faster if like if more people try it and like give it a shot and like and because I think there are a lot of people who out there who probably be like really talented streamers if they just gave it a shot. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. I hope to see you again soon. I stream a lot. I stream now that I'm back on. Now that I'm back on it, I was like kind of off it for last week when I was like moving into space. But yeah, now that I'm back on it, I hope to stream pretty regularly. So I think my schedule is gonna try and be like 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time thereabouts to like 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time thereabouts, and I'll try and be doing that most weekdays. So yeah, have a nice night. Oh yeah, I'm guessing this is like in Europe. This is like getting close to midnight, right? So I won't be surprised if it's getting pretty late for some of you guys. So yeah, well, so yeah, all right. One thing that you can actually get out of streaming that could be kind of oh, that's funny. I spent so much time caring about the background transition, and you can't even see it. Like you can't see any of it, any of that stuff that I worked on, which is good because I didn't do a good job of it, and so it's all hidden. But it's also funny. All right, so that transition seems. I think I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, I like how that went well enough. There's the one little that last little tree floating off screen, and there's our rock snowman. Now that we're back on the main loop. All right, yeah, no, I think that went pretty well. We did it. We went from the forest to the mountains. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a tough one. I was really like I just moved to. This is the first time streaming from my new location in space, and I was really worried that like there was that one point earlier in the stream when the bandwidth dropped down to 0, but it came back really fast. So far so good. I'm really pleased by that. And so for this game, I just want to make this is just like just for fun sort of project. Once I realized like I like streaming and I probably want to continue doing it, I was like, oh, I should make a game to play while streaming because like it's not 100% like. Well, actually, this goes into what I was about to say about your goal to be competent enough to stream. Like, no matter how good you are at what you do, like, work is work, and like some of it is going to be boring. Some of it's not going to be very interesting. So, the point of one of the goals of this game, this little side quest that I'm working on, is to just add another level of engagement, so that even when the stream is not going on. Or when something on the stream, what's happening on the stream is not super engaging and like not the most gripping or whatever. There's like just another level of something else to do, and yeah. So the thing about being competent, I wouldn't like stress out too much about competency because for one thing, streaming is something that you'll get better at with practice. So you know. It wouldn't hurt to start practicing it sooner, and also like it takes a while to get followers to grow your follower base. So if you start streaming like sooner,